I woke to the sound of my son screaming. I quickly ran to the front yard and found him standing before an animal. It was a buffalo with lots of legs, like some giant cockroach. On the ground was its long black tongue, slowly inching toward our boots. It must have been using its tongue to feel its way around, because it had no eyes. Slowly I walked my son back to his bedroom. When I came back out, the animal was gone. It had left 144 footprints around my house. My son hasn't been the same ever since. He keeps his eyes closed and sticks his tongue out. Every night he draws a picture of the animal. He calls it the Buffalo Roach.
I woke up to the sound of my son screaming. I ran as fast as I could to the front yard, and he was just standing there before an animal. It looked like a buffalo with a lot of legs. First thing I thought was, big bug. It had its long black tongue on the ground and it slowly slithered near our boots. I think it was using its tongue to feel its way around because it had no eyes. I was surprised that my baby boy was so quiet then after the screaming. I looked over and his eyes were blinking so slowly. I assumed he was sleepwalking or something. Maybe he screamed at the sight of it and fainted in place, standing. I walked him back to his bedroom, and when I came back out with the b-ball bat, it was gone. It left so many footprints around, and I counted them a little bit later in the afternoon. Around 140. My son hasn't been the same since. He always keeps his eyes closed and his tongue out. I tell him not to, and he still does. And he draws a picture of the animal before bed every night. He named it the Buffalo Roach.
After the disappearance of renowned photographer William Stix, a formal investigation was launched. Stix's camera was then found near an abandoned gold mine containing this disturbing photograph. The detectives noted that the location was covered in hundreds of buffalo footprints. Although publicly dismissed as a stampede, it appeared that all was the product of only 7 hooves. In 2019, a second photograph was found. Its owner remains anonymous.
I'm not a cowboy. I have to take these walks when no one else is around. You see, I have sepia nightmares about the Wild West every night. In them, I've been unstoppable, hardcore. When I wake, my brain feels too swollen for my skull. Sore. That's why I wear the hat. The pressure against my hairline brings some relief. But I'm also conditioning myself to remain calm about the Old West. I'm pretending that time is my friend, like the guiding memory of a bygone grandparent. For an entire year, I was terrified by every reference to the American frontier. All because of my sepia dreams. Tobacco, toothache, hats, hyperventilation. I walk to walk it off. The cool, wet, southern air couldn't be more grounding. One day, I want to breathe the arid mountain breeze and laugh. But for now, I'm east, and I'm awake all the time. I'm not a cowboy.
Tim Mackison is the award-winning author of over 200 books for kids, including the best-selling I Peek, I Seek series. In his adolescence, Tim developed polymelia, a condition characterized by the growth of additional limbs. Although his father urged him to seek medical treatment, Tim decided to develop his dexterity and focus on his passion, writing. In an early interview, Tim expressed his enthusiasm, saying, "With these hands, I can do twice as many things, so I have an obligation to do twice as much good in the world. The children need inspiration, and I believe I can provide that through my writing." Early on, he realized that this extra pair of hands enabled him to write much faster than the average person, and by the time he graduated at the University of Florida in 1978, Tim had written over 40 books. Unlike other authors, his work utilizes visual stimulation and subliminal imagery to promote brain growth in adolescents. In a controlled study by the PYI, Perfect You Initiative, readers of his were shown to have greater levels of spatial awareness. Tim was awarded Man of the Year by the American Psychological Association in 1982 and would later win the Nobel Prize in Literature. In 2011, Tim Mackison was reported missing by friends and family. In the years following his disappearance, authorities received numerous reports of a multi-armed man visiting children's bedrooms, though investigations concluded that the visitations were the product of subliminal imagery in his most recent edition of I Peek, I Seek.